And dear colleagues, who continue our working day, now the floor is given to Ministry of Defense spokesman on NATO-related issues, Colonel Oleksandr Motuzyanyk. Good afternoon, everyone. Sorry for delay. Now, to your attention is the information about the main events that happened in the ATO area during the last 24 hours. Lugansk area. Active military actions restarted in Popasnyansky region, the epicenter of enemy shelling, where Ukrainian positions placed near Troitske. During the day, the militant groups carried out a number of armed provocations, and after 9 p.m. they started massive artillery and mortar shelling in the region of Troitske. And without interruptions up until midnight, enemy shellings continued. The occupants launched about 50 artillery shells. The enemy also used mortars and grenade launchers. And our servicemen hold positions and they returned fire. Starting 8 till 11, the militants launched they used grenade launchers and small arms and shelled ATO forces in Stanitsa Lugansk. Twice the occupants violated ceasefire to the north of Bakhmutske highway near Krymske village. On the whole, during the last 24 hours in the Lugansk area, there were 19 enemy shellings, including 8 with the use of cannons and mortars. In Donetsk area, ceasefire was up until afternoon, and starting 2 p.m. the militants started shell our positions in Avdiivka production area. They used small arms and also mortars. After 5 hours of firing, they stopped, and also the situation was not calm in Svetlodarsk Bulge. The occupants opened fire for 3 hours, and in the Donetsk airport region there were 2 enemy provocations recorded, one of which included sniper weapon, and also the enemy violated ceasefire repeatedly in the northern suburbs of Gorlovka. During the last 24 hours in the Donetsk area there were 6 enemy shelling, including 2 with the use of mortars. The Mariupol area. The main military actions were near Krasnogorovka and eastern approach to Mariupol. In Krasnogorovka, Russian occupation forces were aggressive, and they delivered one of the most heavy mortar shelling in this part of front line. In 3 hours, the militants from the side of Staromykhailovska launched out our positions more than 80 mines of different caliber. In Pavlopil-Shirokino part of front line, firing continued throughout the day. Heavy weapons such as mortars were used by the enemy in the far south during dark hours only. In Novotroitsk, for the 2nd day in a row, enemy snipers were active. There were 26 enemy shelling in the Mariupol area. 1/5 of these shellings were mortar shellings. During the last 24 hours, in the result of the military actions, no Ukrainian serviceman was killed, but 2 were wounded. Now, information about Ukrainian military intelligence. Commander of Center of Territorial Forces of Southern Military District of Armed Forces of Russian Federation gave written order to ban discharge of personnel who serve in Russian occupation forces in Donbass. These are the militants who completed their contracts, and this decision was approved to prevent decrease in number and battle readiness of the enemy. But this order caused dissatisfaction among the militants who are at the front line and in so-called firing grounds, and it resulted in refusal to follow orders and clashes with the military personnel of Russian Federation. And SBU officers found 2 caches with ammunition in the ATO area. In the planted forest near Starobilsk-Svatovo road, law enforcement found a cache with 4 grenade launcher RPG-26, and in ruined house in Shirokino, SBU officers found 2 TNT blocks, overall mass is 600 grams, F1 grenade, and tons of cartridges of different caliber. At the same time, the resident of Zelena Dolina village of Limansk region of Donetsk Oblast found in snow a grenade launcher RPG-18. He handed it in to the law enforcers. No other weapons or ammunition was not found on the site. Now the information about the training of Ukrainian armed forces. In one of Ukrainian firing grounds, the paratroopers of 81st Detached Mobile Brigades of Paratroopers of Armed Forces of Ukraine rehearsed offensive tactics supported by artillery. Training lasted for 3 days and was carried out during the day and at night. They used night vision devices, thermal vision sights, and thermal vision devices. President of Ukraine Petro Poroshenko signed a decree to award 43 servicemen, 80 participants of National Guard and Armed Forces of Ukraine, and also military doctors. Sergeant Major Roman Pekarsky was awarded an Order of Bogdan Khmelnytsky, 3rd class. He took part in Logvinovo battle and also carried out duties in detachments and supported flank of our forces during the withdrawal of troops from the Baltseva, and also he took part in operations to capture the militants. Soldier Taras Lukacs is now a holder of Order for Courage, 3rd class. He received this award for courage and bravery shown in defense of the Lugansk airport. Do you have questions? No questions? Thank you and goodbye.